I'm so excited to have a very special friend and guest with me here today.
Hi, Jennifer.
This is Tanarah Haney with Tanarah Luxe Floral, and she is so amazingly talented in all the things. And today she's here to show us a fun and beautiful summer centerpiece. So this will go for if you're hosting a baby shower, a wedding shower, if you're hosting a luncheon or a brunch, even if you're going to be entertaining outdoors, you can use this centerpiece for your table to help beautify and really elevate your dining table.
I'm so excited to be here today. Thanks for having me. Oh wow, we've got a plethora of beautiful pinks today, Jennifer.
So beautiful.
I'm excited about that. When you called me and said, hey, what do you think about pink? You knew I kind of got a little bit giddy and girly because I thought it's going to be amazing what we're going to do. So let's get started.
I'm so excited.
You and I both came up with the idea of let's work with citrus. So I'm going to have you, if you don't mind, start cutting the cuties that you rounded up today into perfect halves.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to show how we are working with flowers in regards to that. So feel free to ask me any questions because I know you love flowers.
Absolutely. I can't wait to learn.
So I'm going to start with cutting our beautiful hydrangea. They are probably one of the most finicky flowers because they take a lot of water. And so you really want to get them in first. And I've made a beautiful array here to go in our arrangement, but I had to make a tape grid to hold these in. And we're going to show you how to make a great mechanic to hold your arrangement later on in the segment. Well, I'm going to start with the oranges to show everybody how to start adding those in. And these wonderful halves that you've cut, we're going to pierce these with a cowie pick just along the side midway.
So fun.
And we've made this wonderful little tape grid, and that's going to come in and it's going to suspend our orange slices out from the arrangement. I love to gather greenery from your yard. I think it gives it a real garden-esque feel to your arrangement and not so commercial. And I think that's super important when you're doing home arranging. We have gathered some wonderful Boston ivy, which this is right off of the house. And I love just the wonderful shape it gives you and texture it adds to your arrangement. So pretty. There we go. So we're this arrangement is now taking shape. It's going to add some of the wonderful seeded eucalyptus.
Now this is one of my favorites.
It is. I see you use it a lot.
I do because it really, you can do it on a long garland. You can add it into arrangements like this.
So right, and just that little bit of seed gives you that. It gives you that instant texture.
Yes.
I design in the southern style, so I like real abundance, and so I love to add roses because
and these are so open.
They're so pretty. So these are a week old, and that's actually a good thing because they've unfurled. You can peel their petals back just to take the guard petals off.
Do you want me to do that for another?
Yeah, do that, and I'm going to show you something really interesting.
So I noticed that you take off all the leaves.
We took off all the leaves, and then I took off about half of the stem there. I'm going to take off the guard petals, and then I'm going to twist the rose like this, and it's going to make it unfurl.
I love that. Will you do that a little bit higher?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love this.
And look at that, Jennifer. It
From the pro.
Up. Well, it just looks like a huge peony.
It does.
So when those folks call and say, I want peonies, and they're out of season, that's our
what
secret.
You do.
Yes.
I love it. What a fun little tip.
A little bit of Lysianthus because it is my favorite flower. I go ahead sometimes and pierce that leaf.
Oh, okay.
Because that will hold my flower into place. So you make the other flowers a mechanic to hold your existing smaller flowers. And then I'm going to add some beautiful freesias, and that's going to give us a little bit of dance. And I always say flowers that kind of live up above the mass just give our eyes something to move
I agree.
to. Yeah.
So now, do you work in sort of odd numbers? Do you have a principle with that?
Great question. I work in the composition. Typically it's odd, but sometimes you need even number just on your focal. We're going to use 2 roses.
Sure.
And I think the combination of that is okay because we've got so many other things that we are presenting. You can't forget these.
Okay. Now, do you do the same thing for these?
No, I'm going to let these have a different shape because when you use 2 standard roses in an arrangement, we want one to be really big and showy, and we want, I always say, a support. So this is like a supporting actor.
Now, tell me one reason why you use the grid.
Well, this is a shallow compote, and if we were to just design flowers in it, Jennifer, they would all fall out.
Right.
You've got to get stems interlocked, so that way when they kind of come up to, they won't come out of the water. And as you can see, everything now is in the water and drinking. It's going to make it last longer.
And how long do you think a centerpiece like this will last?
I would say without the oranges, 2 to 3 days, then you'll have to refill it.
Okay, so this is shaping up so beautifully. Now, if someone were making this at their home, how long would you expect that they should set aside?
Oh, I would say a good half hour.
That's what I was
if they
thinking.
feel comfortable, if not so much, an hour would be good. Yeah, I get your flowers close to you so you can assess everything that you have to play with.
Now, I noticed just when cutting, you were cutting at an angle. That's something that I always do as well.
Angles are great. I was actually going to show you a technique too on the hydrangea. So when you cut it at an angle, when you're ready to insert, if you'll break the vascular system down the middle, that opens up more areas for uptake, so you can get a longer life out of your hydrangea. Also too, if you'd like to get even longer out of them, you can use alum in the water.
I had just seen that.
And it works out great for hydrangeas. We've been using it for years. So you cut the hydrangea, dip it in the powdered alum, and then it goes directly in your water.
Okay, I love to hear from a professional that is a true trick.
It's a true trick. The penny in the water, fallacy. Total fallacy.
That's so interesting to learn.
Water needs a non-bacteria environment, so that's why you have to continually refresh it and refresh it. That's going to get you the longest life out of your flowers.
Well, if you check out Tanarah, and now tell me your Instagram handle.
Yes, it's Tanarah Lux Floral.
That's what I thought. So you've got to check out her Instagram because number one, she shares all of her amazing projects like this.
We do.
Some incredible, beautiful projects with florals. But also she shares a tip Tuesday, is that what you're calling it?
Tip Tuesday, but these days I'm not making it to Tuesday. It's more like Tip Thursday.
Hey, that works.
It happens though in the week. I promise that. It's just how busy we are.
Yes, but she shares the most incredible tips. I mean, I have learned so much just by tuning into your shows.
I'm glad I can pass down.
Yes.
It's just a little bit of giving knowledge if I can. But I love doing it. Done it for years, and it's one of my favorite things ever. I love florals.
They also have a show called Inspire, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more about that over the course of the next few months because I'm very excited about partnering with them to help promote the show and be a part of it. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, we cannot wait for you to help us with that.
So, what we're going to do with this centerpiece is we're going to put it on a beautiful tablescape and actually going to be sharing that both on the blog and on our social channels. But I really wanted to give my audience an opportunity to share in the process of making a centerpiece, and what I hope it does is that it inspires you to do this in your own home and shows you a little bit of the technique, some of the tips of the trade.
Yes.
But our goal is to help you live your life beautifully, and I think this is one way to do that for sure.
I love that. I love the way that sounds. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is so beautiful.
I love it. Thanks so much. I can't wait to see what it looks like on the table.
Oh, I can't wait to share.